blizzard stopping us, we working.
Terence Crawford has resumed training far earlier than expected, signaling his determination ahead of his highly anticipated clash with Canelo Alvarez this year. Beyond the timing, Crawford appears to be pushing himself to unprecedented limits to prepare for the fight. His latest training video might just be his most intense yet. It's not just the weightlifting and neck exercises. Terence Crawford is going all out, adding both strength and skill in his quest to become only the third man to defeat Canelo Alvarez in boxing. A recent training video of Crawford has confirmed Turki Al-Akshik's announcement that Crawford had suffered an injury but would quickly return to training. Fans are now blown away by his incredible shape and readiness ahead of the fight.
Good round, good round.
Behind Terence Crawford's incredible success lies a combination of intense training secrets and a rigorous regimen that has shaped him into one of the greatest boxers of all time. In preparation for his fight against Canelo Alvarez, Crawford has embraced a diverse array of activities designed to sharpen his boxing skills and sustain peak physical condition.
Deep breath. Keep doing what you're doing. Just using that jab good. Using that jab good.
41 fights, 41 victories, 31 knockouts. Terence Crawford's relentless and ferocious streak drives his hunger to finish off wounded opponents. Now at 36, Crawford has made it a priority to perform at his athletic peak as he transitions into his late 30s. To achieve this, he has partnered with renowned conditioning and supplement expert Victor Conti for his last 3 fights, taking his preparation to the next level. As Crawford prepares to move up in weight for his highly anticipated fight later this year, his fitness and conditioning will be crucial factors. These elements will be the foundation upon which he continues to build his already legendary legacy. According to Chiante's reports, the results of Terence Crawford's training are nothing short of extraordinary. Since I've been working with Terence, this being our 4th fight, the data and blood work we've collected show that this is the best shape we've ever seen him in, Chiante said. I would classify it as superhuman. While staying in close contact with his team, Crawford trains in the high-altitude environment of Colorado Springs, Colorado, at 6,700 feet above sea level. The impact of this rigorous training is evident in the exceptional fitness Crawford has consistently displayed in his victories over champions such as Errol Spence Jr., Sean Porter, Kell Brook, and others.
Essentially,
well, yeah, the fighters that I work with, I do not encourage them to do any road work. If they do, I try to keep it down to once a week.
Returning to sea level can temporarily disrupt an athlete's system, causing fitness readings to fluctuate and appear inconsistent, Chiante explains. To counter this, Crawford's team has worked diligently to restore the levels observed during his training in Colorado. You were hit the rebound, and your figures and performance climb back up to 8, 9, 10, 11, Chiante said. All the benefits of training in Colorado Springs have been timed perfectly to peak performance. While in Los Angeles, Crawford is equipped with a specialized device known as an oxymask, which Chiante describes as a tool for achieving super oxygenation. He elaborates, at sea level, you typically breathe 20.9% oxygen. Terence, however, is breathing through a open design mask that delivers 68% oxygen. This gives him a massive boost to his system. The precise science behind this approach underscores the meticulous preparation Crawford is undertaking to maximize his performance for the upcoming fight.
In under 3 miles. And the reason is you're developing slow twitch muscle fiber when you do tempo type long distance road work. So
here's how it works. Your red blood cells contain hemoglobin, which function like seats on a bus transporting oxygen and nutrients to your muscle tissue. Blood is composed of roughly 55% plasma, liquid, and 45% red blood cells. When all the seats on the red blood cells are filled with oxygen, the excess spills over into the plasma, creating what's known as superoxygenation. So, how do you elevate recovery beyond sea level? The answer lies in specialized equipment. This cutting-edge approach is part of Chiante's expertise, honed over years of rebuilding his career. Once at the center of a federal raid 21 years ago on the infamous Balco facility in the Bay Area, Keontae has since redirected his focus. Balco was notorious for its role in developing performance-enhancing drugs and serving elite athletes like Olympic sprinters Marion Jones and Tim Montgomery, boxing champion Shane Mosley, and baseball's home run king Barry Bonds. Now, Keontae applies his scientific precision to elevate athletes like Crawford through legal and innovative methods.
Genetically, there's obvious variation, but you're about 50% slow, 50% fast. The type of training that you do can make you 80% fast.
After serving 4 months in a minimum security federal prison, Victor Conti has reinvented himself, turning over a new leaf with a focus on legal sports conditioning, sleep aids, and recovery supplements through his highly successful company, Snack. His work has connected him with numerous former, current, and rising boxing champions, including Devin Haney, Demetrius Andrade, and Claressa Shields. Conte now uses advanced techniques like super oxygenation to elevate athletes' performance. For Terence Crawford, he explains, "We've equipped his hotel room with an oxy mask and diffuser, which delivers concentrated oxygen directly to his nostrils and mouth. The mask supplies 68% oxygen, far richer than the 29% found at sea level, allowing him to inhale oxygen while exhaling metabolic waste products like lactic acid, ammonia, and carbon dioxide." Now, this process, Conte says, is designed to flush Crawford's system of waste and ensure his body is primed for peak performance during training and recovery. Terence Crawford spoke about his exceptional fitness, expressing confidence in his preparation. "I feel stronger. I'll be energized. I won't have to lose the extra 7 pounds, so it's going to be less stress on my body. I'm ready and I'm going to feel great. I feel good right now," he said. The remarkable results of Crawford's preparation are evident in advanced blood tests and real-time sensor data. These measurements track key markers like heart rate, blood flow, breath frequency, hydration, and blood oxygen saturation. Notably, Crawford's resting heart rate is 1/3 slower than the average person, and his breath rate while at rest is extraordinarily efficient. "What stands out to me is how calm he is. I've never seen him this relaxed," Victor Conti remarked. "When he comes back between rounds, his heart rate will drop very quickly. Each time he goes back out, he's fresh. He's a very scientifically prepared boxer."
Moving that jab up and down. And then when you go downstairs, take that downstairs, come up with the left foot. It's going to be open.
The key lies in both training and recovery, and you must allow adequate recovery time, Keontae emphasized. This approach relies on precise measurements and scientific data. "This isn't old-school boxing. We're bringing science into it." Keontae assured that Crawford's weight cut for the fight's weigh-in will be seamless. "It's like landing a 747 perfectly, the easiest cut he's ever had. That's what science does. We'll land perfectly on that scale." Keontae went on to say, "Terence may be the most scientifically prepared boxer in the history of the sport. This meticulous preparation will be critical if Crawford can cap off his career by impressively defeating Canelo Alvarez, potentially paving the way for an extraordinary retirement." According to Keontae, Crawford could reach 168 pounds in just 3 months, further demonstrating the efficiency of their scientifically driven approach.
With Crawford's recent win, he's been asking for Canelo. He'll beat Canelo.
"It will take 3 months to properly promote the fight, but there's plenty of time to get it done," Keontae said. He has a team of highly intelligent individuals supporting him to increase calories and develop type 2B fast-twitch muscle fibers and speed. This isn't about tempo running or distance. It's sprint, interval training, and weightlifting that drive his plan against Canelo. And Keontae has a fast-twitch muscle fiber and speed. This isn't about tempo running or weightlifting that drives his plan against Canelo. This is total focus now, Keontae emphasized. "You don't talk about step B until you've conquered step A. Trust me, Terence is the boss. He gives me the ability to proceed. He's a very bright guy who understands how things work, and he's all in. He's been fantastic to work with because he listens, he gets it, and he's smart." Alongside his trainers, former 3-weight world champion and Hall of Famer James "Lights Out" Toney is also part of the team, contributing his vast experience and knowledge. As a sports physiologist, Tony has extensive knowledge
He can potentially just...
Same thing.
Same ending?
Same thing. Trust me. Trust me.
Terence Crawford, however, is unwavering in his determination to push forward and further cement his already stellar legacy. Despite the challenge ahead, he is ready to face whatever comes his way. Former unified welterweight champion Keith Thurman shed light on the situation, offering a possible explanation for why Canelo Alvarez has been hesitant to take on the highly touted fight. During an interview with Fight Hype TV, Thurman recalled an anecdote from a few years ago where Canelo made a revealing statement about a potential fight with Crawford. The 31-year-old boxer reportedly said, "I remember Canelo talking about not wanting to fight Crawford because it just reminded him of fighting Amir Khan."
Talking about Crawford, Crawford's been calling out Canelo, and Canelo now is being rumored to be chasing Beterbiev. So I guess my question for you is, do you think...
Canelo Alvarez fought former unified light welterweight champion Amir Khan back in May 2016 to defend his World Boxing Council middleweight title. At the time, Khan, a welterweight, had moved up 2 weight divisions to face Canelo in a middleweight bout. Keith Thurman further elaborated, stating that, like the Amir Khan fight, Canelo sees no benefit in facing Crawford. Fighting the smaller guy, there's really nothing to gain, Thurman said. If he wins, there's nothing significant to prove or say.
Canelo should chase glory at 175, become undisputed, and take that route, or give this fight to Bud, the smaller man, which could be a bigger fight.
While Canelo Alvarez completely dominated Amir Khan and brutally knocked out the latter in the 6th round, the aftermath was ugly. Fans and critics alike accused Canelo of cherry-picking easy fights. Even before the fight, many fans and critics had termed this fight as a mismatch because of the weight difference between them.
Keith Thurman, however, understood the confidence and desperation behind Terence Crawford's demand.
He asserted that Canelo wouldn't accept the fight.
When you have a legacy like
that,
he gets to
choose what he wants to do with his legacy.
On paper, what route do you think he should go?
Nah, man. I mean, when we talk Canelo, I mean, you're talking about like the Mexican king, you know. So when you talk,
according to
him, Canelo Alvarez feels the same about facing Terence Crawford. So much so that he has previously taken digs at Crawford and has advised him to stay at 147 pounds. However, Thurman's argument doesn't exactly hold water, as Crawford had already spoken on the weight disparity issue during the lead up to the Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga fight in September. Speaking on the issue on Sean Porter's The Porter Way podcast, Bud had stated, Canelo has been making his own catchweight for years. Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather, Canelo fought a smaller Amir Khan, Jermell Charlo, adding if he were an easy fight due to the lower weight, why would Canelo need to demand 150?
And when you talk about kings in the division, kings do what kings do, you know? So whatever he wants to do, man, that's how it is. You know, his last...
Canelo's argument is little more than an excuse, as Crawford boldly stated, "I'm a threat to his legacy." While we've seen in boxing that anything can happen at this moment, the chances of a Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight appear slim. With Bob Arum pushing for Bivol to face Canelo next, it remains to be seen who Canelo will give a shot at in the upcoming year.
That's just what you're going to see out of Canelo. But the beauty is, you know, we get such a beautiful skill set of boxing, poise.
On the other hand, Leonard Ellerbe is steering a different course for Canelo Alvarez. As the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Ellerbe asserts that a potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez holds far more allure than a clash with Terence Crawford. Despite Crawford's clear ambition to face Canelo, Ellerbe believes Benavidez is the superior option. According to Ellerbe, the idea of Canelo stepping into the ring with Benavidez presents a much bigger matchup. This comes after Alvarez recently teased a major announcement regarding his next fight. Ellerbe's reasoning behind this claim is rooted in the strategic and promotional value of such a bout.
Talk to him and Terence Crawford, and Crawford calling him out, saying he'll go to 68.
I really don't want to comment too much on that.
According to Leonard Ellerby, the highly anticipated clash between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez will generate more excitement and interest within the boxing community. Many fans believe Benavidez could be the one to challenge and potentially dethrone Canelo from his super middleweight throne. The rivalry has been brewing for quite some time, as Benavidez has been calling out Alvarez even before his fight against Caleb Plant before Terence Crawford's undisputed welterweight championship victory. Not many people discuss the possibility of him facing Alvarez. However, the mystery will soon be resolved when Alvarez announces his next fight on Mexican TV box Azteca, scheduled for February 15th at noon. Severin's the
Terence is a terrific fighter. He's pound for pound, you know.
As Canelo Alvarez looks ahead to the future course of his career, fans are hopeful for a highly anticipated showdown against David Benavidez. However, recent reports suggest something entirely different. At quarter to the latest reports, Canelo is set to face Jermall Charlo next. The fight is scheduled to take place on a grand stage with the highly anticipated super middleweight title class.
Fans hope it's the fight against David Benavidez. However, the reports suggest something entirely different.
Adds to the
reports indicate that Canelo Alvarez is set to face Jermall Charlo next. It will be held on a grand stage, and a highly anticipated undisputed super middleweight title fight will be scheduled for.
He knows what he knows what he's aspiring to do, what he wants to do in his career. Hope he gets the fight. It's not just that easy to say that you want to fight.
Various names, including Terence Crawford, David Benavidez, and William Skew, were once linked to the potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez. However, recent reports from the ring suggest that Jermall Charlo is now slated to be Canelo's opponent for the highly anticipated bout scheduled for May. Jermall will be seeking redemption for his twin brother, Jermall Charlo's prior defeat to Canelo. When asked if a fight between Canelo and Crawford would generate more interest than one against Benavidez, Canelo responded, "No, I know the numbers, I know the business. Nope, it's not bigger." He emphasized that it's not just about who deserves the fight or who should fight, but strictly about the business. According to Canelo, the Benavidez versus Canelo fight and Crawford versus Canelo fight simply can't be compared. And
Canelo, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen like that. And I don't have nothing to do with any of that, but I'm just saying that. But if that's what he wants to do, I support.
Terence Crawford is undoubtedly one of the best fighters in the sport, and he's proven that time and time again. However, when it comes to the business side of things, it's a different story. For example, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are both tremendous fighters, but as much as Spence is highly regarded, the biggest fight in boxing for years was Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Spence versus Crawford may have been the most talked about fight over the last 6 or 7 years, featuring two young undefeated champions in their prime. Yet, as Crawford pointed out, the business side of things tells a different story. That fight did half of what Tank's fight did, and while it was a success, the business isn't always driven solely by the fighter's skills,
but it has nothing to do with the business. And you got to know what that means. For an example, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, two tremendous fighters. Everybody knows Errol's my guy. But the biggest fight in boxing all along was Tank and Ryan.
I mean, you know, I'm not one of them people that says that, oh, he's in over his head kind of thing. I would never say that. He's a terrific.
We're not in a situation here where we're just burning money. There's one particular promoter who doesn't seem to care, acting as if it doesn't matter. However, we strive to make smart, thoughtful decisions. Sometimes we take fights people may not fully agree with, but there's always a plan and method to the madness. There's a long-term strategy behind it all. I'm excited for this card to kick off on Amazon Prime. It's going to be a tremendous event filled with great fights. No, this isn't the all-star team, but these are solid matchups, and we believe there will be a strong response and support from the fans.
What would Leonard Ellerby, the boxing fan and the boxing mind, the man who's made so much money in this business,
When asked who he would favor to win between Canelo and Crawford, Leonard Ellerby admitted he hasn't given it much thought. However, when it comes to the business side, the Benavidez fight is clearly the bigger matchup. It's a much more significant fight. Speaking to Marcos Villegas from Fight Hub TV, Sean Porter commented on Crawford moving up 2 divisions and the power disparity between the fighters. He expressed concern about Crawford absorbing a Canelo punch, especially over the course of 12 rounds. According to Porter, that could be a real challenge for Crawford to overcome.
12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets...
Sean Porter, who was stalked by Crawford in the 10th round of their 147-pound title bout, disagrees with the notion that Canelo Alvarez has the advantage. In an interview with Fight Hype, Porter emphasized that his former opponent holds several advantages over an aging Canelo. He said, "You have to get your mind out of the space of who's stronger. Boxing isn't just about strength. It's about who's smarter, more athletic, faster, has better stamina, and more experience. The list goes on. When you add all that up, you realize a lot actually leans in Terrence's favor."
And he's still got that kind of steam, but, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend.
Sean Porter, who was stalked by Crawford in the 10th round of their 147-pound title bout, disagrees with the notion that Canelo Alvarez has the advantage. In an interview with Fight Hype, Porter emphasized that his former opponent holds several advantages over an aging Canelo. He said, "You have to get your mind out of the space of who's stronger. Boxing isn't just about strength. It's about who's smarter, more athletic, faster, has better stamina, and more experience. The list goes on. When you add all that up, you realize a lot actually leans in Terrence's favor."
There's so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has.
I actually think that fight would be really intriguing. Canelo isn't the same fighter he was 3 or 4 years ago. I wouldn't say he's declining rapidly, but his career has definitely evolved.
Definitely not doing this. It hasn't done this in 2 or 3 years. So obviously it ain't a fast decline, but Canelo's certainly just not who he used to be. Terence Crawford, you imagine he's probably training at 160, which means his body's not foreign to being as high as 165.
While Porter may be uncertain about Bud's chances, Crawford's other former opponent is confident in his abilities. That's all for now. Stay tuned for the latest updates, moments, events, and insights in the world of boxing. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you never miss quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.